Well, ladies and gentlemen, I finally did it. I paid off some things with the tax return. I had a little bit of money left over. I said, all right, I'll pull the trigger on a 4K TV. Now, this is why I say kind of. Sony Bravia 60-inch. It's the X690E. Now, for those of you in the market for this TV, I'm going to do a review on it. The link's going to be in the description. If you come across this video, click that. This is just going to be my thoughts on 4K in general, coming from 1080p. Yeah, if you're in the market for a 4K TV, this probably isn't your best bet. It's not a bad TV, it's just not a good one. Now, I'm aware it's an entry-level TV. You'll pay an entry-level price, but you'll get some entry-level features. This doesn't feel South Charles. Doesn't feel right. How are we supposed to flex and show the people our guns if we're not at a proper angle? Man, that Connect had an angle. Now we're okay. I can't get an angle. I can't get comfortable. I miss my Connect. I hate this camera. So 4K. What can I tell you about 4K? Is it worth it? I was happy with 1080p. Now, Blaze, shout out to my man Blaze 4K, everybody. The man that's been preaching about 4K for God knows how long. Once you go 4K, once you get 4K rev, it'll just be a whole nother world. I can't sign on with you, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that disappoints you. Now, look, I get it. I bought an entry model TV. I bought a, you know, this is like a, I don't even know if you can classify this as mid-grade. One of the things that attracted me to it was the fact that it was only 20 milliseconds input lag. And I don't even want to get into the debate on whether or not you can tell milliseconds, but I feel like I can. When I played on my 1080p TV and I switched over to my monitor, which was 5 milliseconds, Call of Duty World War II felt night and day, and I wasn't even thinking about milliseconds. I had a lame-ass, gay-ass LAN party in this bitch. Yeah, I shit you not. I wanted somebody from work to try out PUBG, so I hooked up to my monitor, I hooked up to the TV, and just PUBG felt tighter. I said, damn. I was like, you know what? There's not near as much input lag on this monitor as there is in the TV, even though it's on game mode. So I went to Call of Duty after everybody left. I said, this feels smoother. Damn, man, I need something with low input lag if I'm going to go to 4K. So 20 milliseconds input lag was huge, but it's like the best 4K that Best Buy had there. You okay there, computer? LG had some models, but they had some real wide legs on them, and I didn't feel like dealing with that. I don't want to mount it. I just wanted to set it on my entertainment center. It was too wide, and not to mention the Sony looked better in store. Now, I'll review the TV separately. Right now, this is just kind of my thoughts on 4K. I did get my first Blu-ray today in 4K. Now, it probably isn't going to transition well because it's old. You probably need a newer movie, but people, T2, we're talking about one of the greatest cinematic achievements ever. I can spot every flaw in this movie. So when he's jumping down off the motorcycle, I bet that's going to look terrible in 4K. 4K, in a nutshell, what I've noticed is basically what it does is to sharpen the shit out of everything. And I thought it was going to be brighter. I thought it was going to be more vibrant. Now keep in mind, my entry-level TV has shit HDR. If you're looking for HDR, look elsewhere, because this TV ain't got it. It's got HDR, but it's half-ass HDR. So it's about as bright as my 1080p TV was. So basically what you're looking at is it just sharpens the shit out of the image. Is it noticeable? Yes, absolutely, it's noticeable. PUBG, big difference. World War II, big difference. There's a big difference in every Xbox One X enhanced game. As a matter of fact, it pretty much rendered my PC useless. I hooked my PC up to the TV, and now certain games won't play at 60 hertz. Some will, or 60 FPS. Some will, but some won't. So even when I put it at 1080p, it's only playing at 30 FPS, which I can't figure out. Now I can turn VSync off, and the frame rate is uncapped that way, but it's like I'm trying to cap it at 60, and it won't do it, and that aggravates me. I like my options. I like the options that I have. I like for my shit to work. Regardless if I use the feature or not, I want it to work. So for whatever reason or other, the TV's not playing some games at 60 hertz, even at 1080p. Now, here's the thing. 1080p looks better on my other TV. And considering most of my media is 1080p, having the 4K is a bit counterproductive. Now, yes, it would have been awesome if I hadn't played any of the 4K enhanced games, but the problem is it's kind of like when I got the PC and I was trying all these games that I beat at 30 FPS. I'm trying them at 60 FPS now, but after about 15 minutes, it's like, all right, that was nice. Let's try something else. Same thing with the 4K. I've had the 4K about a week now, and that's pretty much all I've done is just test games. That's it. Test different Xbox One X enhanced games, test different media, movies, and just I've come away with, if it's not 4K enhanced, the 1080p is better all day, every day. And that's just, you know, I'm going to keep the 4K TV. I'm happy with it overall. Once more media comes into play, once more things that take advantage of the 4K picture, then I'm sure I'll feel a bit more justified with my purchase. But for right now, I'm coming up a bit short of feeling justified. Now, I was going to spend about $1,200, but like I said, the Samsung I was looking at, or the Sony Bravia that had better HDR, it had 34 milliseconds. Now, I know we're talking about 14 seconds extra milliseconds, and that's probably not a big deal. But honestly, 20 was too much. 20 was too much. So I didn't want to get in to the 34 or anywhere near the 30s. I wanted to stay in the high teens. I really didn't even want 20, but I was like, you know what? It's $900. It's a decent enough deal. The picture looks real good in Best Buy. Screw it. I'm overdue. I'll get it. And not to mention being able to put the 60-inch in the bedroom. That's where it's at, baby. I've been back on my PS4. I ain't been playing nothing, but I've been watching Netflix. It's like being in a movie theater because the room's so small and that 60-inch just feels ginormous. This room is big, it's spread, it's wide open, so the 60 inches just doesn't feel as pronounced. But I'll do a review on the TV for those of you wondering whether or not you should get this 4K TV for the price. It's a good 4K for the price, but it is not a good 4K TV, okay? Just putting it out there. I know Hard 8, Mr. 4K ambassador, is going to watch this and laugh and say, you got that bullshit television. I'm not spending $2,000+ on a television set. I'm not a teenager no more. But, yeah, so, I mean, it's good, Blaze. It's good, Blaze 4K, but it ain't that good. It ain't a game changer like all you people was preaching. You can see little tiny details. Like, as soon as I fired up Assassin's Creed Origins, I saw the camel's face. I never once looked at the camel's face on the standard Xbox One X version on my 1080p TV. Never once. As soon as that 4K picture fired up, I said, look at the detail in this camel's face. It makes you appreciate a lot of the little details that you really can't see. Just textures and other shit really pop out. The models of the guns. Destiny 2 looks worlds better. I just downloaded the trial on Xbox One X. Garbage game, but you know what? It looks crazy, man. Some games look real good. The only problem is I'm just bored with all the games, you know what I mean? My PC's not strong enough to take advantage of it. It's like, now I need a new graphics card. You see what I'm talking about, man? I would have been happier just staying at 1080p. I actually thought about taking it back was like, I just don't know if it's worth the 900 because I'm not going to play anything in 4K. But you know what? I'm too lazy to box that shit up. I was like, I'll just keep it. I'll just eat the 900 bucks. So there you go. That's my thoughts on 4K. Is it worth it? If you're rocking 1080p and you're happy with it, I say don't be in any rush to go to 4K. I'm gonna upgrade my monitor soon enough. That's originally what I did, was I upgraded the monitor to a 28 inch. I got a 22 inch. I went to a 28 inch 4K. Just wasn't bright enough. But yeah, there you go. I'll holler at you.